historic preservation. The Ball and Chain restaurant down in Cayocho is amazing. They've done a great job at that. We have great real estate experience and sophistication. And most important thing is, from the get-go, a commitment to keeping the Mai Kai as it is. You know, you tapped into a lot of community resources, and Tommy's over here. Tommy's been doing a lot of design, and I'll put it right there. I saw you got the full Crayola, 164 color crayons. You did a great with it. But if we're driving down Federal Highway and we're turning into the Mai Kai, kind of walk us through what we're going to see, what's different, what's the same, what does it look like for us?
Well, first, let me just go back to Tommy for a second. I come from the real estate world and a little bit of the hospitality world. And, I had already, coming into the project, had already identified who my interior designer team that we're going to bring on from the interior design perspective, and they had the proposal. And at the same time, I was introduced to Tommy. Typhoon Tommy is his moniker, and I'm sure you all know him. And he, you know, his approach was more of the way my style is when it comes to creative development, and really his appreciation and love for the Mai Kai. I mean, I think starts with his 90-something-year-old grandmother, and the fact that he was, you know, 100. She's 100, God bless. And the fact that I think he was engaged there and married there, and you know, he sleeps there often. And his initial task project is this event space, which I think if we can get the renderings up, I can share some of them with you. But I can tell you that all aspects of the aesthetic of the venue are in extremely good hands with Typhoon Tommy. Well, let me just get very technical for a second so we don't lose exactly what happened in October of 2020. So, you know, the Mai Kai has a full fire sprinkler system. There's a main fire sprinkler line that comes through the venue. And these things rupture. They don't just rupture in 60-year-old properties, they rupture in brand new properties, sometimes in brand new high-rises. But because of the pressure in these systems, they bust and they create a lot of damage very quickly. In this case, that main line busted in part of the building, which was a early 1970s addition. It was a extremely robust kitchen. I remember Kalani telling me at the time her father spent about $1 million to put this addition in, and he earned it back the following year, the entire $1 million in 1972 to pay for that kitchen. And so the other thing that's unique about the venue is that the entire venue, the older parts from 1950 and the section from the 1970s, all had a special roofing material that we call Technum panels, which are basically like, instead of having like a wood deck, it has this Technum panel, which is like these large roof tiles that are like very fibrous sponge materials. They're about this thick and maybe about 2 times 4, about 2 by 4 foot in tiles, and it's not a good match when you put high pressurized water with this particular type of material, because essentially they act as sponge material, and we were able to get a lot of water in those Technum panels very quickly, and the roof got compromised about 3 days later, and for a 1970s roof that should not have happened, but it did. The plus side of this, you know, I wish it wouldn't have happened because we would have been reopened sooner, but it did, and those are the facts. But it was a 7,000 square foot space. It was overbuilt. The reality is that kitchen equipment is much more advanced these days. The technology can be better. It can be more efficient. So we're going to take about half of that 7,000 square feet and rebuild the kitchen, and we're going to take about the other half, and we're going to introduce a really exciting new space to the venue, which is going to be a 3,500 square foot dedicated event space.
That's where the air hockey tables and
Yes, I took a trip to Barbados, talked to some of the distillers there, worked with Rob Burr, met a lot of people there, and we are deep working on trying to recreate something that is similar to the Dagger's rum, and that will work to enhance the Mai Kai cocktail, to bring back some of that original flavor you can get in the 50s and 60s. And unbeknownst to Bill, we had a big round table tasting yesterday. The boys were here from Barbados, and we brought them to the Mai Kai. We brought some of the top bartenders from around the world. We did a private tasting. We had some input from all over the world, and we had a really good time. We got some feedback from some of the best professionals around, and we're going to get some more samples. And this is going to take a while to get this process done, but once we get it down, we're going to make sure that the Mai Kai drinks are just still top notch.
Yeah. Yes.
We do three things. I'll demonstrate. First is the Mai Kai is still going to exist. So you're going to wipe your brow, and then you're going to stand up and you're going to clap for Bill, and all you guys are. First, let's try it.